Theodore Roosevelt said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." This statement may seem cliché, but it holds a lot of power. Comparing yourself to others can be a very toxic thing to do. However, a lot of us do it, maybe without even realizing it. If you are constantly focusing on what others are doing and achieving, and then comparing that to your own actions and achievements, you may start to feel negative and jealous, which is never nice. Comparing yourself can bring negativity and a lack of self-esteem, and it's never usually a productive or positive thing that you should do. When we compare ourselves to others, we look at their strength and focus on our weaknesses, or we focus on their achievements and our lack of achievements. This is not fair comparison and will often lead to doubt and loss of self-confidence. One of the sources of comparing yourself to others is social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. IG and FB tends to make popular posts more prominent in a user news feed. As a result, posts with a high number of likes or comments tend to rise to the top. Engagement, job changes, vacations, these positive and exciting events are the things we are most likely to see in our news feeds or on a friend's personal page. While we are intimately aware of our daily trials and struggles of our own lives, our friends' lives appear to be a string of success punctuated infrequently by minor setbacks that are handled with grace and poise. In an environment like this, it is easy to slip into comparing ourselves with others. And although social media may be relatively new, comparing ourselves with others is not. In this blog, I'm going to be talking to you about how you can stop comparing yourself to others, which should help you to live a more positive, confident, and happy life. Here are some tips I found useful. First, awareness. Most often, we do these social comparisons without realizing we're doing it. It's a natural act, I suppose, and as a result, it's something that it's done without consciousness. So the solution is to become conscious. Bring this thought to the forefront of your consciousness by being on the lookout for them. If you focus on this thought for a few days, it gets much easier with practice, and soon it will be hard not to notice. Second, stop yourself. Once you realize you're doing this comparison, give yourself a pause. Don't berate yourself or feel bad. Just acknowledge the thought and gently change focus. Third, focus on your strength. Instead of looking at your weaknesses, ask yourself what your strengths are. Celebrate them, be proud of them, don't brag, but feel good about them, and work on using them to your best advantage. Number 4, be okay with imperfection. No one is perfect. Intellectually, we all know that. But emotionally, we seem to feel bad when we don't reach perfection. You aren't perfect and you never will be. I certainly am not, and I've learned to be okay with that. Sure, keep trying to improve, but don't think you'll ever be the perfect person. If you look at it in a different way, that imperfection is what makes you who you are. You are already perfect. Number 5, Focus on the journey. Don't focus on how you rank in comparison to others. Life is not a competition. It's a journey. We are all on a journey to find something, to become something, to learn, to create. That journey has nothing to do with how well other people are doing or what they have. It has everything to do with what we want to do and where we want to go. That's all you need to worry about. Number 6, don't knock others down. Sometimes we try to criticize others just to make ourselves look or feel better. Taking someone else down for your benefits is destructive. It forms an enemy when you could be forming a friend. In the end, that hurts you as well. Instead, try to support others in their success. That will lead to more success on your part. Number 7, learn to love enough. If you always want what others have, you will never have enough. You will always want more. That's an endless cycle, and it will never lead to happiness. No matter how many clothes you buy, no matter how many houses you own, no matter how many fancy cars you acquire, you'll never have enough. Instead, learn to realize that what you have is already enough. If you have shelter over your head, food on the table, clothes on your back, and people who love you, you are blessed. You have enough. Anything you have over and above that. And let's admit that all of us who's watching right now is more than enough. Be good with that and you will find contentment. And lastly, count your blessings. Better focus in on what you do have, on what you are already blessed with. Count what you have, not what you don't have. Think about how lucky you are to have what you have, to have the people in your life who care about you, to be alive at all. On a final note, in this generation, social media has a big role in our daily lives. But I just want to share this to you. Honestly, I avoid mindlessly scrolling through social media feeds as much as possible. I read the studies that show that social media feeds increases depression and envy and decreases well-being. This motivates me to use social media purposefully, specifically choosing what I will look at and keeping it to a minimum. If you commit yourself to being deeply grateful for what's good in your life and remind yourself of it daily, you'll be far less vulnerable to comparison and envy. If someone or something triggers that ugly feeling of negative comparison, stop and remind yourself of what's good in your life right now. There is so much. And there is one thing that you are better at than other people, being you. This is the only game you can really win. Life becomes about being a better version of yourself, and when that happens, your effort and energy go toward upgrading your personal operating system every day, not worrying about what your co-workers are doing. You become happier, free from the shackles of false comparison, and focus on the present moment. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. And if you like this video, please consider to like and subscribe. If you have something to say, just leave a message to the comment section below.